What comes to your mind when you hear the word ERP? A big complex system, right? It's not the case. You know what the full form of ERP is? People talk about ERP, everybody thinks it's a software. Actually, it's an enterprise resource planning. So every resource in your organization runs on so many resources. What are those? People, processes, infrastructure, and many other resources. So when you say materials is a big resource, of course, I forgot. So when you need integration of all these resources and a reporting mechanism or an information mechanism which will help you to make right decisions in a well informed manner, that is what is an ERP. It could be an accounting system, it could be a integrated software. Now what are the types of ERPs that we generally have? In the earlier days, ERPs were more server based, means wherever your organization or office is, you have a server there and that ERP is installed. With digitalization coming in, ERP became a more cloud based thing. Especially after the lockdown, ERP became a cloud based, and that is why people are talking a lot about digitalization, automation. It is nothing but creating an ecosystem or an environment which is virtual and which will help you to connect all the dots of your operations, which is production, purchase, sales, systems, customers, your vendors, everything. It is an integrated system. So today what we are going to do is we are going to talk about how quickly we can adopt an ERP, or even if you have an existing ERP, what can you do to optimize its results? As simple as that. Let's take an example. You have inventory. Even if you are a trader, say for example, not a manufacturer, even if you are a trader, you need to know what inventory you have of what type of product and at what cost. So for this, what is really needed is a reporting mechanism, and that reporting mechanism comes through an ERP. So what an ERP really does is 4 things. 1, it gives you an entire master database, like who are your vendors, who are your customers, what type of expenses you have, where all your money is going to, where all your money is coming from. So these are databases that get created, what all products you deal in, what all services you deal in. So if you are a service vendor or a product vendor, it applies to everybody across the board. Any kind of company, any kind of organization, any structure of organization, ERP is the most useful thing that you can have. Provided, of course, there is a condition. You need to implement it right. And to be able to implement it right, as I said, I was talking about 4 things that you need to remember. What are the masters that you need to update? What is the logic of creating those masters? Like for example, you have customers spread across the geography. You have customers in Maharashtra, you have customers in Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and so on and so forth. So while creating your database, if you upload everything, including their GST number, their billing, shipping addresses and everything, it will help you to generate invoices or book invoices for that matter within seconds. Another important thing with an ERP is that if you can link scanning machines, barcode scanning machines can be linked to any and every ERP, then the question of making data entries into the system does not arise. ERP system also is necessary to ensure each of your operations are working efficiently. Let me give you an example. Suppose a certain material, raw material, gives you say 100 kgs of a raw material gives you an output of 95 kgs final product. As of now, you are assuming, because you don't have a scientific database to prove that whether this is actually happening. So what you do, you ask your production guy, कितना निकला material? हाँ 95 kg निकला sir. But is there any way to check? So what happens is, it makes you physically be present to have control on your operations. But if you want to have a control minus your presence, then ERP is something that you should look at. And how this can help you in inventory is that you take a simple example of how much material was brought in, it is fed into the system. How much material was consumed is also fed into the system. How much material was scrapped is fed into the system. Everything comes out of the system. So you know exactly whether your yield was actually 96%, lower than that or higher than that. So you can question, control, monitor all your operations sitting 100 kilometers away from your factory or office location or office space. So this is what the power you get. Any ERP empowers you to have complete control of your operations. Same is the case with pricing, or rather purchase price. At what price you are procuring what material from a vendor, or for one particular material how many vendors you have had, what have been their quality performances in the last 1 year or 6 months or 3 months. It gives you everything, and you can configure these reports very easily. There are umpteen number of softwares, with ERP softwares available in the market, which will help you to do this. Let me give you a few examples. Tally is one of the most common and the most underrated software. It is available on cloud. Second is Marg or Sage software. Third is Zoho. Fourth is Udyog software. So there are umpteen softwares available in the market. You can decide which one is suitable to you, and nowadays everybody gives a free trial for 1 month. Put data, some at least sample data into it, either purchase or sale or inventory or expenses, and see what results you have, and then choose your software. But mind you, the more you delay choosing an ERP or implementing the existing ERP, some people have an ERP but they are only using it for accounting. Stop doing that. You want to become a business decision maker, or you want to be a slave to whatever data comes to your table to make a decision, or you want to just go by thumb rule. If you think that's what's going to get you the growth track, I don't think so. You need to be very clear as to what my actual situation is and where I can go from there, and that only an ERP software can do. Today ERP softwares are able to configure on the mobile as well. So you can generate an invoice sitting at some client's place for your workshop or for your factory, and yet you can see, okay, or even if somebody else is raising the invoice for you, you can have control of that. Okay, today this invoice has been raised. Is the material delivered? Everything is at your fingertips if you adopt a software and implement it, ERP software, and implement it correctly. So friends, if you want to know more about this, do connect with us, and do like and share and subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you so much.